Have you ever had to give a speech in English and been nervous? You know what I mean? Where your palms start feeling sweaty, your mind just goes blank. You see everyone looking at you and you just suddenly freeze. Has that ever happened to you? Man, I know exactly how you feel. You see, when I was studying Korean several years ago, our teachers would give us so many assignments. And some of those assignments included giving speeches in front of the class. Now, here's the ironic thing. In English, I'm not shy. I'm not shy to get in front of people and speak in English, but this was a second language. And I remember having to give speeches and feeling so nervous. And I want to tell you a story about that later, but today I want to give you the tips and the tools that I've used to finally start giving amazing presentations and giving amazing speeches. You can too in English. I'm Teacher Tiffani. Let's jump right in. All right, if you want to give an amazing speech, you must first understand the basic structure of a speech. There are 4 parts: the attention grabber, the intro, the body, and the conclusion. The general purpose of a speech is to inform, persuade, or entertain an audience. This is done using the 4-part structure of a speech: the attention grabber, the intro, the body, and the conclusion. Now, once you understand these 4 simple parts, man, I can guarantee that you're going to start giving amazing speeches in English. So let's start off with this attention grabber. What exactly is an attention grabber? Here we go. The first part of a speech is the attention grabber. This is the part of the speech that focuses on getting the attention of those who are listening by connecting them with the speech topic from the beginning. I want you to think about something. Think about how this video started. Remember, I asked you a question. I asked you if you've ever felt like nervous when you had to give a speech. I was connecting with you. I was getting your attention by asking you a question. And that's actually one type of attention grabber. So here's the thing. There are 3 specific types. The first type is a story that connects to your speech topic and is engaging. So for example, I mentioned to you that, I also felt nervous when I was giving a speech in Korean. I remember one specific time. Here we go. We got a bonus. Story time. Hey, I said it's story time. This is a bonus one. I remember one time when I was in South Korea and I was studying Korean. Our teacher had given this assignment, and the part of the assignment was to give a speech in front of our classmates. Now, again, I was very comfortable with our classmates, but yeah, it was a little bit tricky because it was a hard topic. So I got the assignment. I prepared. I was practicing so much. I got up really early in the morning. I would go in the bathroom and I'd practice in front of the mirror over and over and over again. And I remember, just like it was yesterday, when the day came for me to give this speech, I walked up front after the teacher called my name and I stood in front of the class and I could see everyone's faces. And I was like, okay, it's time to start talking. And I started my speech, but throughout the entire presentation, I could feel my heart doo-doo, 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 like almost beating out of my chest because I was so nervous. Now, you see what happened right there, right? I told you a story, an actual story about a time when I had to give a speech in Korean and how nervous I was. I got your attention. That's type number 1 for the attention grabber. Now, type number 2 is interesting fact, an intriguing fact about your topic. So, I'm not sure if you know this, but have you ever heard of stage fright? Stage fright. Pronunciation? Fright. Good. It's another way of saying fear or being afraid. Stage fright is the number 1 fear that many Americans have. Did you know that? Even Americans who speak English well are also scared of getting in front of people and giving a speech. That's an interesting fact that may even help you as an English learner to relax a little bit because we also get nervous. So again, type number 2 of an attention grabber is giving an interesting fact. like I just told you about stage fright. Now, the third type of attention grabber is a question answer type. Ask your listeners questions related to your topic. And again, at the very beginning of this video lesson, I asked you if you ever felt afraid to give a speech in English. So again, the attention grabber is the way you start off any speech or presentation. You have to connect with your audience using one of these three types of attention grabbers. Now, once you've done the attention grabber perfectly, you move on to the introduction. The second part of a speech is the introduction. This is the part of the speech that focuses on introducing the topic, general details, main points, and your opinion to those listening to your speech. You have to remember, whenever you start a speech, you don't just want to jump right in. You got to kind of, slowly introduce what you're going to talk about to the individuals who are listening to you. You want to give them kind of a foundation, like, hey, today I'm going to be talking to you about speeches, but let me tell you the importance of a speech. So again, you start off with the introduction and then you kind of let them know your points. So here we go. Again, for the introduction, type 1, general details. You can give basic information about the topic. There are different types of introductions, but with the general details type of introduction, you're just literally, again, giving them kind of a foundation so that they are on the same page. They are with you as you start your speech. Now, another type of introduction is right here. 3 main points. State the 3 main points of your speech. Again, you're trying to give the individuals listening to you an opportunity to hear what you're about to talk about, okay? And then finally, state your opinion. You can give your main point on the topic. Again, depending on what your speech is about, you have to pick the introduction that matches your speech. Do you want to start off by saying, hey, honestly, when it comes to this topic, I feel ... You're starting off with a PowerPoint like, hey, this is my point of view. And then you go right into the body. So again, you can choose one of these 3 types of introductions, either general details, 3 main points, or stating your opinion. Now, for my example, when I told you I had to give this speech when I was learning Korean, we were talking about something in the news. So I started with 3 main points. I let them know like, hey, today I'm going to be telling you about 1, 2, 3. That's what I did for my speech. But again, it depends on the type of speech that you'll be giving. All right. So again, part 2 is introduction. Now, part 3 is the body. This is very important. The third part of a speech is the body. This is the part of the speech that focuses on actually expounding upon your main points, opinion, and other details. It is basically the main focus of your entire speech. Now, the word expounding, after me, expounding. Good job. Now, expounding just means to expand, to give more details, okay? Now, this is very important. This is basically the bulk of your speech. But I want you to notice something on the screen. Look at that little green circle. It says interact. Now, this is something that I added recently because, the current situation that we're living in has many of us online. Many of us are taking classes online. Many of you are actually giving presentations online. And this is something that actually changes the way you give a speech just a little bit. Think about when I do a live class with you. If you've ever come to our live classes, you know how interactive they are, how much fun we have studying and learning English. Well, when you're giving a presentation or a speech, you need to add interaction. That means periodically asking questions, seeing what your audience thinks, making sure they're following along. And this is something that's normally not included in a regular speech. But it is very good to add this interaction piece because it's very, very helpful. So again, with the body, here you go. 3+ details. This is one type of body. So you choose 3 or more details about the topic and explain each of them. For example, remember when I gave you all a lesson and I talked about how to be more confident in English, right? I gave you more than 3 reasons. I gave you 6 reasons why you don't feel confident, and I gave you many more solutions that you could use to actually finally become confident. Why? Because sometimes, depending on your topic, you're going to need more than 3 details. That's why it says 3 plus or 3 or more details. Again, for the body, there are 3 different types. The first type is 3 or more details. Now, the second type of body is 3 or more reasons, all right? Give 3 or more reasons for your opinion and explain them in detail. So again, remember in the introduction, I said one type of introduction is your opinion. What is your opinion on this topic? Now, if I'm giving my opinion, my body, the main part of my speech is going to be explaining to you why I have this opinion. It's going to be me giving you reasons and supporting information for each of the reasons. This is a very important type of body, but you have to match it with the right introduction style, okay? So again, the second type of body is 3 or more reasons. Again, when you follow this structure, your speech, your presentation will be amazing. So here we go. The third type of body is right here. 3 or more examples. Give 3 or more examples that support your opinion or topic. So let's say for the introduction, I chose again that I want to give my opinion. Well, to support my opinion, I can give you examples of maybe other individuals who hold the same idea, or other individuals who have experienced what I'm talking about. Again, examples are also a very strong way to get the attention of your audience, to keep them engaged, and to support your point or your opinion. But again, don't forget what I put in that little green circle. Interact. Interaction is so important. When you want to be a good speaker, a good presenter, the more you involve your audience, the better they will, the more they will see you as a good presenter or see you as a good speech giver. So a good speaker. So for example, when we talk in our live classes, I'm always saying, all right, guys, now it's your turn to write a sentence in the comment section. And I read your sentences. What happens? You feel like, yo, Teacher Tiffani actually cares about what I'm saying. So you want to watch more. Keeping it interactive is very good when you're giving a speech. So you have to, as the speaker, find the right points, the right parts where you can kind of allow the audience to participate. So again, interaction is very important. And there are 3 types of bodies. Again, 3 or more details, 3 or more reasons, or 3 or more examples. Now, once you've done this, you need to go to the conclusion. The 4th part of a speech is the conclusion. This is the part of the speech that focuses on wrapping up all of your points and reminding the listeners of the main details. Basically, the goal of this part is to quickly review your speech again. This is something that I want you to pay attention to because as an English learner, you are going to have opportunities to give a speech in English. You are going to have opportunities to give presentations in English. Remember that the way you start is just as important as the way you end, and vice versa. The beginning and end of your speech, the beginning and end of your presentation, both are super important. So you can't just deliver information and say, all right, now I'm gone. No, you have to wrap up by summarizing or telling the audience once again what you talked about, because then they will remember what you said. So here we go. There are 3 types of conclusions. Now, the first type is restate. Simply state your points again. The second type is summarize. Summarize your opinion one more time. For example, in the beginning, I said that I believe ... That again is my belief, and hopefully my speech today helped you understand what I mean. So again, you see, I'm just summarizing by stating my opinion one more time. Now, the third type of conclusion is right here. Final point. Make a final point to emphasize your opinion. You can do that as well. Maybe you've given your speech, you've explained everything. You say, you know what? To wrap it all up, I have one last point. One last thing that I want to leave with you all. And it kind of grips the attention of those listening to you because they realize, oh, wow, what's the last point going to be? So again, there are 3 types of conclusions. Restate your points again. 2, summarize. Or 3, give a final point. Now, if you have all of these parts, again, you have the attention grabber, the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. If your speech, if your presentation includes all 4 of these, whoo, you are about to have an amazing speech and an amazing presentation. Well, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Again, my goal is to help you not only improve your English skills, but have confidence in your ability to speak in English. So I hope you enjoyed. Remember, if you want to continue studying with me, I teach class literally once a week for all of my Academy students. We have a live class, and it's only for my Academy students. All you have to do is click the link right in the description. Join us at speakenglishwithtiffanyacademy.com, and you can join our class every Tuesday. So we want to see you there. Have a wonderful evening or a wonderful morning, and remember to speak English. You still there? You know what time it is. It's story time. Hey, I said it's story time. All right, guys. So I'm going to tell you a story, and it's about a speech I had to give. This actually happened this week. Yep. No lie. True story. So I got to tell you how the story begins first. So the beginning of last week, I received an email. Now, I get tons of emails, almost 500 to 1,000 emails every day. So I was going through my emails in the evening, and I saw an email that said, TEDx Malaysia. I said, well, wait a minute. What is this about? Right? So we all know TED Talks, right? And TEDx is just, kind of a subset or right below TED, right? So I opened the email, and a gentleman from Malaysia said, hello, Tiffany. We've been really impressed with your YouTube lessons and all that you're doing for students to help them learn English and speak English confidently. We were wondering if you wouldn't mind being a speaker for our TEDx event in Malaysia. I said, oh, so I kept reading. Again, I was intrigued. I was curious. They wanted me to give a speech and give a presentation. So the thing is, it's next week, meaning this week. And we'd like you to speak. Please let us know your thoughts. Now, let me tell you this. One of my, dreams was to be a TED speaker, right? To encourage people to help students around the world speak English. I wanted to encourage other teachers and let teachers know the power of helping other students and giving them the tools they need, you guys, to actually speak English with confidence, because I've enjoyed what I've done so much, and I still enjoy being a teacher. So I have to sneeze. Hold on. It left. Okay. No sneezes coming. I don't edit this stuff out because I think it's interesting for you guys to see. Anyways, so I read the email and I was like, wow, okay. Let me think about it. So I emailed them back and I said, hey, can I have a little bit more details, what time, etc. Now, Malaysia is on the opposite side of the world. So the gentleman told me, we talked via Zoom. He said, Tiffany, yes, we'd love to have you. Here's the topic we'd like you to speak about. And it's going to be 3:45 in the afternoon in Malaysia. Now, 3:45 in Malaysia in the afternoon is 2:45 a.m. in America on the East Coast. Now, I'm a morning person, which means I go to bed extremely early and I wake up early. I'm not usually up late. So I was like, 2:45. I said, okay. And part of me wanted to say no because of the time. But then after talking to him, he said, Tiffany, you don't understand how many students need encouragement. How many, and actually I was talking to English teachers in Malaysia, but they're a second language. Like English is their second language. He's like, they really need to be inspired and to be encouraged. I said, you know what? I can do that. I want to encourage people. I really want to help them feel confident and help them to realize that they're doing a really good work for their students. So here's the thing. Remember I told you that one of my dreams was to be a TED speaker or a TEDx speaker, which means I suddenly started to get nervous. And I was like, wait a minute. Now I speak all the time. I'm always on camera. I'm always teaching you guys things. I give you a lesson on YouTube once a week, but I teach my students once a week as well in the academy. So I'm always on camera. So I'm not really shy about being on camera, and I'm not really shy about speaking in public. However, something happened when I thought about this speech, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm getting nervous. So the time came, fast forward, it was actually this past Wednesday at 2:45 in the morning here. So Tuesday night, I'm like, okay, I had all the presentation ready. I was like, I'm going to go to bed early, set my timer. I set like 4 alarms because I did not want to wake up late or be late. Like I'm a really timely person. Like I'm usually punctual and on time, but it's 2:45 in the morning, so I was really concerned. Set 4 alarms. Throughout the night, I kept waking up. Oh no. Oh, it was 9:30. Oh no, it's 11 o'clock. I kept waking up throughout the night. And then I finally woke up at 1:30 in the morning, took a shower, took my time, got my makeup on, got dressed. And I was sitting at my desk ready for the presentation like 20 minutes early. We did it via Zoom again, because again, what we're experiencing right now with the situation in the world, everyone's using Zoom. So I was sitting at my desk waiting for it to start. And my heart, man, I was probably like, Lord, help me to calm down. Help me not to be nervous. So again, I totally understand when you feel nervous about giving a speech. But again, like I taught you today, as long as you follow the correct structure of a speech, everything will go well. So time came, popped up on my screen, and the guy says, hey, everyone, welcome. Teacher Tiffani is going to be giving us our presentation. All right, Tiffani, you can start. So again, I said I was a little bit nervous, but what's the first part of a speech? The attention grabber. Exactly. My first goal was to connect with the audience, connect with those who were watching my seminar. So I told a story and I got their attention. I told a story that I could connect with them. I told a story about how I also had to learn a second language, and I understand how hard it is to learn a language. So immediately I got in their attention, and then I started with the presentation, giving the 6 reasons. Again, my topic was why you don't speak English confidently and how you can finally do that. And throughout the presentation, as I mentioned, I made it interactive. I asked them questions and allowed them to answer. And I suddenly started to feel very much at peace. I calmed down because I was following the structure. Hey, as long as I'm doing this, it's going to keep them engaged. Long story short, by the end, one thing that was really funny. So again, they're all from Malaysia. So their names were unique, beautiful names. But again, it's a different language. I think it's Malay in Malaysia. So a lot of their names, I could not pronounce them. So they would make a comment and I'd say, Liui, doop-a-doo. Like I didn't know how to say their name. And I could see them. So they'd smile, they'd laugh. I say, hey guys, I speak Korean and English, but I don't speak Malay, but you guys have beautiful names. So it lightened the mood. So again, don't forget that as well. When you're giving a speech, you're going to feel nervous, but the more you connect with the audience, the less nervous you'll become. The more they understand what you're speaking about, the more they feel like they can relate to what you're speaking about, the more relaxed they will be and the more excited they'll be to hear you as well. So when I made those mistakes saying their names, they all kind of relaxed too, and they were excited and happy, and it was a good time. So it ended well. Again, I wrapped up at the end. I repeated what my points were, and it turned out to be a good speech. So what started off as a nerve-wracking situation, very nervous, heart beating, ended up being a very, very enjoyable experience that I will never, ever forget. So again, I want to encourage you to give an amazing speech. Again, follow the structure, but also interact with those listening to you, interact with those who are watching you, and enjoy the time. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and this story time. I will see you next week. Again, if you want to join me for our live class this week, only for Academy members, click the link in the description and join my Academy. I'll talk to you next week. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.